Oftentimes when musicians start to practice with a metronome, they simply set it to click on all 4 beats of the measure, like this. That's a great idea, but what it doesn't do is allow you to fail on your own while creating a rhythm. And this is how people misuse metronomes. They rely on it too much, and they don't develop their own inner sense of pulse. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate a bunch of crazy ways to use a metronome, and it will really develop your internal sense of groove. So let's get started. The first technique is to have the metronome click on 1 beat only per measure, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next thing I'm going to try to do is think of that click not as being on the 1. So let's put it on beat 2. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that was beats 1 and 2. You could obviously move that through beats 3 and 4. But what if we decided to think of that 1 click as being on the end of 1? Da 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 da. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now let's go really crazy. Instead of thinking that as being on an and, I'm going to think of it as being on a 16th. So the last 16th note on the first beat of the measure. Let's see if I can find this. So the trick is always finding it. The way to think of it is I have to think of a full measure of 16th notes and then a measure of 5 16th notes. So it's going to sound like this. It's hard. Anyway, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to just go back to clicking on all quarters. So now I hear that, that's the tempo, and I'm just going to try to hear this as the upbeat 8th note. You can do the same thing with this, of course. Instead of clicking on all 4 ands, I'm going to take away beats 2, 3, and 4. So now it's only going to click on beat and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3. Da, 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 da. You should try improvising over standards with this rhythmic framework going on in the background. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is have the metronome click always on beat 1 every 4th beat, but I'm going to play in 5/4 over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now I'm going to switch. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to set the metronome to click once every measure, again, just like I've done. And I am going to switch between playing 4/4 and 3/4. However, I'm going to slow my tempo down in the 3/4 so that the 1 still lines up with the click. The way to do that is to think of triplets and then accent every 4th triplet. So it's actually a metric modulation. Now triplets. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the opposite. I'm going to think in slower beats compared to what the click is. So I have it clicking again at 80 beats per minute. So I'm going to think of da 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 da. So those are technically 8th notes. However, I'm going to use them as triplets, and I'm going to play a 12/8 rhythm or a swing rhythm over the top. So da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom. You know, it's really important to think of the metronome as a band member. Think of it like it's a human that you're playing with, albeit a human that is not listening and reacting to you and is very stiff. But this human does have good time. So the same way you would sort of adjust your playing to play together with live musicians, you have to treat the metronome the same way, and it will help keep your playing sound live and grooving without sounding stiff. Tempos are like melodies or chord progressions. They have a vibe and a feel to them, and as long as you accept what they feel like, you can remember how they go, and you can sense when they're changing as well. I think tempos have an emotional quality to them, and it's important to pay attention to that if you want to be able to accurately get the right tempo. Most importantly, go out there and groove with good time. Thank you for watching.